Hello, I'm a koala. I sleep most of the day, eat leaves with zero ambition, and still somehow notice that prices keep going up. The coffee tastes the same, the sandwich is smaller, and my human friends look stressed. That's when I learned about inflation. Inflation is not a monster hiding under the bed. It's not a villain with a cape. Inflation is simply when prices rise over time and money slowly loses its strength. Your cash doesn't disappear, it just gets weaker. Years ago, a certain amount of money could buy a lot. Today, the same amount buys less, not because things became fancy overnight, but because the value of money quietly faded away. Inflation is sneaky like that. Think of money like a coupon. Last year, one coupon bought a full meal. Now it buys half a meal and a polite smile. The coupon didn't change. The deal did. That's inflation in its natural habitat. One major cause of inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. When money becomes easy to get, people spend more. When everyone spends more, prices feel brave enough to rise. Inflation can also start from the supply side. Energy costs rise, shipping gets expensive. Raw materials become harder to find. Businesses don't panic, they raise prices. Consumers panic instead. Sometimes inflation is driven by excitement. When the economy feels good, people feel confident. They travel, upgrade phones, buy houses. Demand jumps faster than supply. Prices follow the hype. A small amount of inflation is considered normal. It shows that money is moving and businesses are alive. Economists like a little inflation the way humans like a little caffeine. Too much, and things get shaky. Trouble begins when inflation runs faster than income. Prices sprint while salaries jog. Bills arrive with confidence, but paychecks stay polite and quiet. Life suddenly feels heavier. Inflation hits hardest when income doesn't change. Rent rises, food costs more, transportation isn't cheap anymore, but the paycheck stays exactly the same, like it's frozen in time. Savings are the silent victims of inflation. Money sitting still slowly loses value. It's not stolen, it's not spent. It just quietly becomes less useful over time. High inflation changes behavior. People rush to buy now because tomorrow will cost more. Ironically, this rush creates even more pressure on prices. Inflation feeds itself like an awkward loop. In extreme cases, inflation turns into hyperinflation. Prices rise daily, money loses trust. People stop saving and start escaping into anything that feels real. At that point, money is just paper with nostalgia. History shows that economies don't collapse from lack of goods alone. They collapse when people stop believing in money. Trust is the real currency holding everything together. To slow inflation, central banks raise interest rates. This makes borrowing expensive and spending less tempting. The goal is simple: cool things down before they overheat. Higher interest rates come with pain. Loans cost more. Mortgages bite harder. Growth slows. It's a controlled slowdown, like forcing the economy to sit down and breathe. Inflation today is also shaped by global events. Supply chains break. Energy markets shake, weather disrupts production. In a connected world, distant problems arrive quickly. For everyday people, inflation isn't a chart or a report. It's a grocery basket that feels lighter. It's smaller portions. It's the same lifestyle costing more than before. Inflation isn't personal, but its impact isn't fair. Those with assets often adapt. Those living paycheck to paycheck feel the pressure immediately. The system treats them very differently. Understanding inflation doesn't make prices drop, but it does remove the confusion. When you know why things change, panic turns into awareness. Money is not evil. Inflation is not magic. They are parts of a system built by humans, adjusted by policy, and felt by everyone. I'm just a koala. I don't earn money or pay rent. But even I can see that inflation is less about numbers and more about how heavy life feels. And maybe understanding inflation won't make life cheaper, but it makes it clearer. And clarity, unlike money, still holds its value.